What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. I love listening to an album where I go into it with no expectations and come out really enjoying it. And this was the case for Domo Genesis' debut album, simply titled Genesis. The title is very, very fitting to what the actual album is all about. Genesis is the beginning of something, the beginning of formation, and this is pretty much like the start of Damo's ascension into the industry, I guess. I still hold the debut album in regards to like a high plateau. Like, you can put out an album on iTunes, but a lot of people put out projects on iTunes and they're not billed as debut albums. This is billed as a debut album, so I look at it in a higher light. And I gotta say that Damo presented his story in a very relatable fashion. Him just talking about chasing your passion throughout the album is something that is relatable to anybody that's, coming up. I think that's why a lot of his fans at least, are going to appreciate it. And if you're not a big fan, I urge you to give it a listen. I think Damo has really evolved into a full-fledged artist. Not to say he wasn't a good artist before, but the first time I listened to him was No Idols with Alchemist, and I don't know if that was really a particularly memorable project for me, but Genesis definitely is. One record in particular, titled One Below, is probably the most honest record on the album. It chronicles his journey, but it doesn't start there. It starts with his mom having a speech, and it doesn't get more authentic than that. And she's saying she's proud of him, and she has his back through thick and thin, no matter what. So then when Damo finally gets into the rapping, there's a lot of good quotables on there, and just the story in general, like the whole thing wrapped together is good because it's all about following your dreams, the journey. He says the final words on the song is so far to go and feeling out of it. If this is what comes from being lost, then I'm proud of it. A lot of people my age and younger definitely feel that loss factor in their lives. Like, where am I supposed to go from here? But at the same time, you also got to look at it and appreciate the journey for what it is. And that's something that Damo has done. I mean, you were in Odd Future. And I mean, he's still a part of Odd Future, but Odd Future's not the collective that it was in 2012, 2011. So things have changed. And going out and being your own solo artist is a very tough thing. So it's understandable that he felt lost. But when you look at your career thus far and everything that you've accomplished, the amount of fans that you've amassed, then that makes it all worth it. And that's what that line meant to me. The other interesting thing, if you haven't seen the production credits, is Sha Money XL produced the record I'm talking about, One Below. And there's like a minute and a half of instrumental at the end, and I like it. It really sets the mood for what Damo just did. Like, it gives you that minute and a half to kind of reflect. Like, that's what Damo was talking about. So let me reflect on that. How does that fit into my life? And then I gotta talk about the transitions. There's not a lot of transitions on the album, but when they are there, they really fit. Like the transition from One Below into Wanderer is like seamless. Like, that's something I just discovered right before I started the review. I'm like, wait, let me play this. Oh, that is amazing. The guest features I feel they're good, but I think I was so wrapped up in Damo's parts that the guest features didn't mean as much. Like, you got Mac Miller on the hook, and he's just kind of there. The one guest feature that I didn't really think lived up to the hype is Wiz Khalifa. On paper, a Damo Genesis, Wiz Khalifa, Tyler the Creator, Juicy J record sounds like it would be really good. And don't get me wrong, it's a solid record, but I don't feel like Wiz's verse was up to par with everyone else. I think Wiz just delivered like that safe verse, that the verses that he always delivers on guest features. And the one thing that stood out, though, was he had a few nice Odd Future references. He said he's going to take Taco to the strip club, Tyler to the dealer, Domo to the weed spot. That made it feel a little more personalized. But other than that, I really didn't see anything that stood out. The other show-stealing guest appearance, and this is like obviously to be expected, is Anderson .Paak. He's on Dapper, and that record itself sounds like it could be something big. Like, the beat is very danceable. The whole vibe. And not only that, but Damo's verses are really well adapted to the type of beat it is. Because you can have a record like this, like, Dapper, and sometimes the verses just don't fit and it's just memorable for the hook. But this record is all around, it has like that hit factor to it. And I think it could be something that kind of heats up in the summer. But you know how the radio game goes, so I don't know. A couple of my other favorite lines. I count on my blessings because I know that karma won't bite soft. He also said, "What's worse? What's worse? Fake smiles or not smiling at all?" He said that on Questions, and then on Brother was one of the most relatable lines. He said, "Promise God I never work at a 9 to 5. I swear I'll find a better worth for why I am alive. It's about time that I'm seeing my stars align." Yes, I definitely relate to that line a lot. And I know a lot of people watching can relate to that line as well. Nobody wants to really work a 9 to 5. They want to figure out why they're here. What is your purpose? That's what Domo had to go through and experience. And now he's finally there. If anything, Genesis is the personal body of work that he needed to drop. Because, like I said, in this era, mixtapes are often pretty much albums, quality-wise. So how do you distinguish the two? Domo just showed you. Damo's album is exceptional, and it stands out, and it's something that anybody looking for some inspiration can definitely rock with. So I would love to know your thoughts on Genesis in the comment section below. Did you like this album? What was your favorite line? Do you feel inspired listening to it? Do you relate to Damo's story? Let me know in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SummersDomain, and as always, follow your dreams, and thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.